Well, welcome everyone to tonight's webinar. Tonight we have our career resource librarian, Jordan Neal, who is going to tell us about some of the career resources that you can access here at the library. But before I introduce Jordan, I would like to go over some information about the library and our services. We are open for curbside delivery and for virtual services like a book a librarian appointment, where you can schedule a one-on-one appointment with a library staff member to go over any questions you might have about resumes or career resources. And we also are available for curbside delivery. So if you wanted to pick up your holds curbside, you could do that. And we do ask that you check out our website, which is champaign.org, for all the latest information about services that we're offering and the expansion of things right now. So I also want to go over some details about Zoom in case this is your first time in Zoom. At the bottom left hand of your screen, you should see places for audio settings. And then in the middle, you should see two little icons. One icon is our chat icon, and you can click on that, and then you could type any questions that you may have in our chat window. That will go to both me and Jordan. If you do all panelists and attendees, that will go to both myself and Jordan, and then anyone else who's attending the webinar. Either way, if you post a question in the chat, I will go ahead and verbally ask Jordan to answer the question for you. And then you can let us know if we fully answered it or not. And then we also have the ability to raise your hand, which is that other icon there in the bottom of your screen. And if you want, with a raised hand, we can unmute you so that you can verbally speak or ask your question. So if you'd like to go that route instead of typing, that's okay with us too. And without further ado, if there aren't any questions about Zoom to begin with, I will go ahead and introduce Jordan Neal, who is our career librarian here at the Champaign Public Library. And I will also, I didn't introduce myself. Sorry. My name is Susan Winkler. I'm our technology librarian here at the Champaign Public Library, and I work closely with Jordan. And she does an excellent job helping people with resumes and cover letters and career advice, and brings in some amazing speakers for the Get That Job series. And I will turn everything over to Jordan.
Well,
how are you doing today, Jordan?
I'm fine. How are you? Thank you for
Not
that
too
intro.
Bad. Yeah.
All right. You're always great with the intros. Okay. Well, as Susan mentioned, we'll go ahead and get started. Once again, this is career resources at the library. So yeah, the library has, a diverse array of online resources that you can access with your Champaign Public Library card or a virtual library card. In previous webinars, we mentioned these resources, or we provide an overview a lot, but for this webinar, we're going to try our best to share some more details. So for these online resources, I will just go over navigation and connecting with some of the content, and then we will make sure to try to tie it back into how these resources can maybe serve your job or your career-related goals. Especially, with this current situation, online resources can be really helpful. So I'm hoping that you will learn how to connect with these tools, and perhaps you can explore on your own after this webinar as well. So for today's topics, or this evening's topics, I will first discuss career services here at the library and what that entails, and then I will discuss those online resources with a live demonstration. I also wanted to mention that the library, provides even more online resources besides the ones I'm going to talk about this evening. So again, I invite you to explore just by visiting champaign.org. I wanted to just briefly mention career services here at the library. We are just here to help you with your job or your career related requests, the best that we can. So this might involve our workshops and our webinars that cover, topics like resumes, cover letters, and interview basics. And we do offer one-on-one appointments as well. Prior to this situation, we would sit down with customers and help them per their, their situation with applying for jobs, resume assistance, practice interviews, and, whatever else to help them with their professional journey. We also try our best to customize our services, just to best serve someone's situation. So, for example, I once helped a customer with a virtual interview, and I think they had to use Skype for their interview, and I literally helped them set up their Skype interview, and then I just kind of moved away, so I wasn't on camera. So that person, ended up having a great interview, and they got the job. Because of this current situation, we are meeting people virtually, so that would be through Zoom or Skype or any platform that you would prefer. Usually we just send you a Zoom link to your email that you just click within your email. So whatever help someone needs, we will try our best to fulfill those needs. And then finally, we do have our online tools, which I will talk about right now. So discussing our online resources, starts with a discussion about where you can find them on our website, and I will also be sure to show you how to do this during the live demonstration. We refer to our online content as our e-library. Excuse me. Our website is champaign.org, so you could start by visiting champaign.org/e-library to get to all of our online resources, or you could just go to champaign.org and then click on e-library. Again, I'll show you how to get there. Then we'll show you, three different pages on our website. There's ebooks by collection, there's ebooks by device, and then online tools. The first two ebook pages involve our online resources that allow you to download or stream content such as ebooks and audiobooks and or movies. And our technology librarian, Susan, who introduced me, presents really great webinars or workshops on these downloadable and streaming services. So I invite you to check out some of those webinars. But in the meantime, we're going to focus on that third page, which is online tools. And that's where you're going to find the resources that I will discuss today. And again, I'll be sure to show you. So the career resources I'll discuss tonight will hopefully help you with a number of job or career-related tasks. So for example, if you want to learn how to craft or revise your cover letter and resume, we have resources that provide courses and examples and templates. We help people, with a variety of career or job-related requests, but cover letters and resumes are something we help our community members frequently. So these same resources provide, information on, professional development, such as mastering your public speaking, or even work culture. Here in career services, we sometimes have people ask us about enhancing their tech skills or expanding their professional network. So these resources could possibly help with the business and tech side of things, but we also offer business and technology services here at the library. So if you're starting or maintaining a business, or you're just trying to enhance your tech skills, we have a dedicated business librarian and technology librarian that provide workshops, and they also provide one-on-one consultations because we know that there is an overlap with some of our services as well. I think Susan presented on Microsoft Word this afternoon, so things like that. And again, as I mentioned earlier, these resources, provide a lot of examples and templates, such as those cover letter and resume resources that I mentioned earlier. But it's not limited to cover letters and resumes. Sometimes they have examples of thank you notes that you can write to an employer after an interview. And then finally, like I said before, to access these resources, you do need a Champaign Public Library card. However, you can also use a virtual library card if you have yet to visit the library, and you can sign up online and you would access these resources instantly. Susan, I heard you. Did you have anything to add?
What's that?
I thought I heard you in the background.
Oh, no.
Okay.
But I can put the link for how to get a virtual card in the chat too.
Sure, great. So any questions at this point?
No questions so far. But again, if you'd like, you can either type a question into the chat, or you can go ahead and ask to be unmuted by raising your hand.
Great. So the resources we're going to focus on today are Gale Courses, Job Now, LinkedIn Learning, and Peterson's test prep, it just went through a name change, so I'm getting used to that as well, but we'll talk about that. So I'm just going to share an overview of each resource, and then I'll be sure to talk about them in detail during the live demonstration. So the first is Gale Courses, and it's exactly that. It's courses offered for 6 weeks at a time. It's self-paced and self-directed. It offers courses on resumes, professional development courses such as the Mastering Public Speaking I talked about earlier, but also it focuses also on technical courses like Microsoft products. If you're familiar with the online learning environment where you take assessments or you use a discussion forum, it's a lot like that. I always mention I've taken Mastering Public Speaking. I'm taking something else right now, and I found it really, really helpful. I really enjoyed it. Some of my colleagues have taken Photoshop courses. Some library customers have connected with some of the technical courses like Microsoft Excel or Word, and it's just a great resource if you want to enhance your skills in any way. We offer Job Now, which we frequently use in career services here at the library. Job Now can provide resume and cover letter templates. It has a live chat feature for career or job related questions, especially about cover letters and resume content. It also has a career assessment, but one of the biggest takeaways is that one can upload their cover letter or resume to their resume lab, and then an expert will provide feedback 1 to 2 business days after you submit your document. So again, it's a very helpful service. A lot of customers have used it. I have used it, so something and I invite you to explore. We have LinkedIn Learning, which provides, video-based courses on anything from, computer basics to a lot of Adobe software help. At least here, especially with staff, we use this a lot. In career services, we use it again to connect people with, cover letter courses, resume courses, and just overall professional development help. And what's also great is it also includes supplemental materials such as templates and examples in addition to the course or the video. So again, I'll be sure to show you that. And again, these courses are just, wherever you are in your professional development journey, there's a course that might be helpful for you. And then finally, I wanted to mention Peter's Test Prep. This is actually a new name for this resource. It's actually transitioning from the name Testing and Education Reference Center to Peterson's Test Prep. I believe the name change will actually change over this Friday, December 18th. So there might actually be a new interface after that. So this is just a little disclaimer that it might change. Some of you might be familiar with the practice test portion of this resource. So for example, I mentioned a lot, besides being a librarian, I'm also a registered nurse. So when I finished up nursing school, I needed to take state boards, the NCLEX, and so I certainly used practice tests for that. They have tests, like the MCAT, US citizenship test, things like that. But that's something I heavily utilize. But it also has really great job or career related content. So just like the Job Now resource I mentioned, this resource offers great career development tools, again, more career assessments, interview assistance, live interview assistance where you can chat with somebody, and their virtual career library offers modules or tutorials that focus on anything from career changes to resume help to the job search. And then this resource also has a really great resume builder where you can just fill out the fields, job application style, and you can just focus on your experience and your content instead of the formatting piece, which I know is sometimes a little bit intimidating when it comes to creating your resume. So any questions about that so far? Okay, I don't see any, so I'm just going to move on.
Yep, no, I don't see any as well.
All right, so we're going to go ahead. I'm just going to just dive into these resources. I'm going to stop sharing for just a moment. I see the chat here. Thank you for sharing those links, Susan.
Absolutely.
All right. I'm going to stop my video because we're going to be looking at my screen a whole lot here. Okay, you should be able to see the homepage of the Champaign Public Library's website. I hope you can see it here, right?
Yes, I can.
Okay, great. let's see, I think I turned off my video. All right, so to connect with our e-library, as I mentioned earlier, or our online resources, you would first navigate to our website, champaign.org, and you would connect here. I'm kind of near in the center of the screen here to our e-library, and it's in this blue banner with white writing here. And I'm going to go ahead and click on it right now. So like I said before, so I'm under where I clicked e-library below here. I'm starting with ebooks by collection. Like I said, the library offers, downloadable content and streaming services where you would access the materials on a computer or a device like an iPad or a Kindle. And to access information on these services, you would click on the first two links that you see here under e-library. So that would be ebooks by collection or ebooks by device. Sometimes our community members approach us because they are interested in a certain format or a collection like ebooks or audiobooks only. So they might click on ebooks by collection. Sometimes people approach us because they want any content they can access on their particular device. So then they would click on ebooks by device. Again, my wonderful colleague and the library's technology librarian, Susan, does present workshops and webinars on downloadable and streaming services. So again, I would visit our events calendar for more information on when those are coming up. But again, you could also schedule a one-on-one appointment with one of us and we can talk about it in more detail. But for now, we're going to focus on that third one, online tools to access the resources I'm going to discuss tonight. So I went ahead and clicked on online tools. So the first resource I'm going to discuss is Gale Courses. And I have to mention there are a number of ways to get to our online resources. And this is also a little small, hold on. Okay. Like I said, there are a number of ways to get to our resources. One way is we have this filtering option here on the left side. I've highlighted the word categories here, where you can, because again, our resources fall into multiple categories. So for now, I'm going to focus on getting to it through the career category. So I'm going to click on business and career to get to the ones I'm going to discuss today. So even further down, we're going to click on career. So you'll see the 4 resources we'll discuss today. So again, once again, we're going to start with Yale Courses. This is the one that has those self-directed courses. They have over 300 course offerings. Again, that covers anything from those Microsoft products to resume courses and even language courses. So we'll go ahead and click on Gale Courses. I'm going to click here where it says use Gale Courses, slightly below the image there. So here we have Gale Courses. This is going to be the first page you see when you sign on, when you get to Gale Courses. The first area I wanted to mention is this area to the left under Browse Catalog here. They've listed courses in a variety of ways. So you can see courses here within certain categories. You can sort under either by featured, popular, or new. I don't think we have anything featured at the moment. But I'll just click on popular here. So you'll see some courses here to my right. I'm going to try to highlight it, like Speed Spanish. I know that one in particular, a lot of my colleagues here at the library have enjoyed. So you'll start to see some courses here. And then you're going to, you can sort it by, here again, I'm in this navy blue banner. You could sort it by relevance. You can sort it by the name, alphabetical order. To your right here, if you hover over some of these icons, you could look at it in list view, which just gives you very brief details, or you can toggle back and forth between that and full view. I'm going to stick with full view here. And that just gives you a little bit, more information, like I said. With full view, you can see some of the course details. We'll stick with this Speed Spanish here. But you can see that you can access it 24 hours a day. Again, a brief description here. You can see the different start dates. So they'll continue to add dates after this. So this December 9th has obviously passed, but you could still probably sign up, but they'll keep on adding dates there throughout the year. And then finally, clicking Enroll Now will allow you to register for the course here. I'm not quite ready to enroll, so I'm going to click here below the brief description. I'm going to click on Learn More to get even more information about the course. So here we'll see some more information about the course. We have this course description under this image here of this person holding their phone. So you have details that talk about the course overview. It might have information about the instructor, excuse me. You have a syllabus here that just kind of gives you an overview on what's covered every week. If you scroll back up here and click on requirements, you'll see what's required in terms of maybe hardware or software or any prerequisites for the course. And then finally, you can see student reviews here to the right. And then on the left-hand side, I'm going to highlight it here for you. Under related products, you can just see, again, courses that might be relevant or any additional courses that you might be interested in or previous courses within that series. I'm going to go ahead and click on the home icon here at the very top left to go back to the home screen. Just below the library icon here to the left, I'm going to click on View Catalog, where I can see the entire catalog of courses. And again, you could sort it all types of different ways in alphabetical order or relevance, what have you. You can search for courses here at the very top next to View Catalogs if you're looking for anything specific or any keyword, topic or term to search for a course that you might want. Next to I'm still back in the speed Spanish here. You can click on Enroll Now to enroll in a course for the first time, and that would, if it's the first time you're logging in, that will prompt an account creation here. I'm going to go ahead and click Enroll Now so you can see how that works. I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to keep it as December 9th. So to the left here is if you're brand new to Gale Courses, this is where you would start to enter your information. But if you're not new to Gale Courses, this is where you would log in. So I'm returning. So I'm going to go ahead and log in here. And then you're going to see some information. Again, this is when you log in for the first time, you might type this in. I've already entered this information. So I'm going to continue enrollment. And then that's when it's going to ask you for your library card information. And then it'll give you some information here. And then I'll enter in my classroom here I'm near the center of the screen. At the very top next to the home icon near the top left, I'm going to click on My Classroom. And that's going to show, all the courses I'm currently enrolled in, any previous or upcoming courses or course information. Let's go here. We'll enter in public speaking. Oh, actually, I'm so sorry. Back to Speed Spanish, or you see on the list here. If you do orientation, that's where I'll start to give you information about the course. I haven't really started it yet, but you basically will work through there.
Yeah, that's mostly where your syllabus.
Exactly. So I'm going to go into Mastering Public Speaking. It's the second option here. I'm going to hit Enter. And so this is your main course. It's the course structure is kind of set up like a learning path, and it's broken up by lessons, starting with getting started here at the left under learning path here. Then there's a pretest, and a pretest is just an assessment to see where you are. It's more for you than anything, so I wouldn't think too much about it. And I honestly sometimes I don't know all the answers for the pretest, but you'll hopefully be able to answer the same questions confidently once you complete the course. So you would start at the beginning here, and then it kind of goes left to right, and then you go down to the next row, and then go left to right. There's different ways to go through the course. I'll show you here how I do it in just a moment. You could either click on the boxes here. Some of these have little locks here because, again, it's a 6-week. Most of them are 6-week courses, so we're not quite ready yet. It hasn't been unlocked for me to go into the course. I'm going to go ahead, and I've already started a lot of this, so I'm going to go ahead and click on one of the lessons here just to show you how to move through. So I clicked on lesson 1, and I already completed it, but I'm just going to start at the very beginning. And it's very easy to move through. So I'm going to click on lesson 1, and you just start at chapter 1. So I'm going to click on chapter 1. And then you read your content, just kind of like not like a book, but it's like a web page. And then at the very bottom right of the screen, you'll click next up. Again, people navigate different ways, but this is how I make sense of it for me to get to all the the different lessons here. You just keep on going. Next step. I want to go back and show you. So I've completed some of these, so that's why these are green. I've already worked through those lessons. I'm currently working on lesson 2 here, understanding how communication works. That's why it's blue. But yeah, I'll keep on going till the end. There is, oh, I did want to show you discussion forums. I'm going to go back into my lesson here. So this is where you'll have at the very bottom a discussion area, and this is where you can interact with your peers or your instructor. Sometimes they have a task for you, sometimes they just ask questions. I'm going to go back here. And as I was trying to say here is there is a quiz at the end, or a final exam. The passing score, I believe, is like 65%. So again, I wouldn't focus too much on the final score, because even if you don't pass, you can easily retake the course. You won't be penalized in any way. So yeah, that's pretty much Gale Courses. Is there anything you want to add, Susan?
Nope, I think you did a great job.
All right, so we're going to go back to the library's website. Let's just start again. We're going to go back to the e-library here, and then I click on online tools. I'm going to filter on the left-hand side here. I'm going to go back, again, a number of ways to get here. And you're going to go to, we're going to look at Job Now. But first off, any questions about Gale Courses? I don't see anything.
No questions so far.
All right, so we're going to jump in and we're going to use Job Now like I did with Gale Courses. So Job Now is that resource that can, again, help with anything from career assessments to, resume and cover letter resources, and sometimes even live job coaching. And again, this is the resource where you can upload your cover letter or your resume for expert, feedback, and they'll give you a response usually 1 to 2 days after you upload your document. So once you're in and you've reached Job Now's homepage, I do recommend that you create or sign into your account just to maximize your experience and to easily connect with a lot of the resources they have to offer. You can do this by clicking on Login at the very top right of the screen here, and it's the white writing Login in the little blue box here. And once you click on this, if you are a new user, you're going to sign up here at the bottom of that box. That's where you would sign up. I will say, when you do create a new account, Job Now doesn't require that you enter an email address. It is optional. However, I suggest that you do consider and enter an email address in case you do have access issues later, such as recovering a password if you forget it, because if you don't, it's a little bit trickier where you have to call customer service, things like that. So if you're willing, I would recommend entering an email address. But for now, I'm going to go ahead and log in because I have an account already. So I'll just jump in right now. So on the home page here, you can see, Job Now is presented in 3 different sections here in the middle. So you have the resume, job interviews, and career, and I'm going to be sure to try to cover each item in these sections. I will mention that we do have, again, multiple ways of accessing information here at the library. You could use the drop-down menus that are here at the top, so where it says home, resume, job interviews underneath the library logo here, but it's the same way to access it through the columns down below. So I'm going to go this route. So the first we're going to focus on is the resume section. And so in this section, you could see hopefully the 5 links listed. The first link here, live resume expert. So these experts are available every day, 2 p.m. until 11 p.m. Central Time. You can ask these experts, your resume related questions during a live session. The second link here is resume templates, as you start crafting or revising your resume. The third link here, resume resources, includes even more templates and even more resources, such as federal government resources like Career One Stop. I talk about this a lot in career services, but it's a resource that's sponsored by the U.S. Department of Labor. And this website in particular does have, a great resume and cover letter guide, which literally, walk you through the steps of writing a resume. And then they have even more resume templates on that website. The fourth link here, Resume Lab, that's the one where you can upload your resume or cover letter for expert review or feedback. And again, you receive that feedback usually 1 to 2 business days after you upload your document. And many customers, have used this and they have benefited from this particular feature. I'm going to go ahead and click on Resume Lab just to show you, but it's very easy. You would upload your document here and find your file and hit upload file. And then finally, I'm back on that resume column, optimal resume. So optimal resume just offers, again, more resume templates, and it does offer the opportunity to create your own resume, by entering your information within the fields that you could easily edit or adjust. So it's similar to that other resource I mentioned where you can, again, just focus on entering your content and not necessarily the formatting piece. Let's see here. So moving on to the next column, job interviews. The first link under there is live interview coach, and just like the live resume expert in the first column, this link will connect you with an expert for your job interview related questions during a live chat session. The next link is interview tips that provides suggestions during every step of the interview process, from preparing and practicing before the interview to following up after the interview. And then the third link is online resources, again, just to help you further prepare for your interview, including more interview tips and even potential practice interview questions. So then the third column here, career, the first link is live job coach. So just like the live experts in the first 2 columns I mentioned, this link will connect you with an expert as you search, apply, and prepare for jobs. And as I mentioned earlier, those live coaches are available from 2 p.m. until 11 p.m. Central Standard Time. The second link here, career assessments, unemployment assistance will be helping you, again, if you are, because of the situation, this is a new link, because of a lot of people we understand this year have been connecting with unemployment insurance and benefits. I do recommend, this is great and it's going to be kind of generalized information, but I do recommend connecting with your state-based employment resources, which we will have a workshop on that next month. So it's from people who do work for the state of Illinois when it comes to unemployment insurance. So again, you're welcome to explore it, but we do have some other folks coming in next month. We have career assessments, again, that will connect you with career self-assessments, aptitude tests and career planning tools as you're, perhaps starting your job search or changing careers. Job resources will help you with your job search, sometimes to local opportunities, or sometimes you can expand it to nationwide postings. And then Skill Surfer links just to a library of lessons and practice tests on a variety of topics, such as Microsoft Word or Excel, or industry-specific certification exams like nursing. This section also includes career preparation or job resources, connected to business, writing, or career tips when writing, and definitely they have examples. And then eParachute offers, more assessments, helps you focus on maybe a college major if you're looking into that, and then even more specific question and answer style sessions if you have any questions related to your job search. So yeah, whether you're searching for jobs or, creating or polishing your resume, Job Now is certainly a resource to explore, as you establish or expand yourself professionally. So again, contact us if you are interested in exploring this resource or if you have any further questions. So, any questions on Job Now?
I actually have a question for you.
Sure.
The Skill Surfer section, if you click on that, what sorts of, you said that they have stuff for like Microsoft certification?
It's more not for Microsoft, it's more
Okay.
like for the like the industry specific things, but not necessarily to Microsoft Word, but it's more tutorials when it comes to Microsoft products.
Okay, gotcha. So it's expanding your skill set there.
Yes,
that makes
exactly.
Sense. Perfect, thank you.
Okay, so now we're gonna go, I'm gonna X out of these so I don't confuse everyone. I'm gonna go focus on LinkedIn Learning. So I'm gonna go back Yeah, we're going to click on LinkedIn Learning. So let me go ahead and click on Use LinkedIn Learning. So LinkedIn Learning has, videos and courses that cover a variety of subjects that focus, again, on anything from computer basics to Microsoft products to Adobe products. I know that's something we use a lot here as staff at the library. In career services, we use it to connect people, similar to Gale Courses, where we help connect people to courses or videos on anything from cover letter help, resume help, or professional development courses. What's great about LinkedIn Learning is they also have really great supplemental material, and especially templates. So say if it's a resume course, they might have resume templates as well. But yeah, we'll just jump right in. So again, you would navigate like I showed you here. The first thing I did want to mention is you do need a LinkedIn account to access LinkedIn Learning. If you are signing up for the first time, this will probably come up. So essentially, this is what you're going to see. If you don't have a LinkedIn Learning account, you would click on Get Started here. I'm in the blue. Again, I'm in the center of the screen. And then from here, if you already have a LinkedIn account, you could add the email address you used to access LinkedIn here. And then the next screen would prompt you for your LinkedIn password. Again, if you don't have a LinkedIn account, you would then create an account, which involves supplying an email address and password. And then of course you would hopefully look over the user agreement, and privacy statement, things like that. And then you would click on agree and join to create an account to use LinkedIn Learning. I already have an account, so I'm not going to go through all these steps, especially considering time here. So I'm going to go ahead. I'm on LinkedIn Learning, so I'm going to sign in. So I'm going to select continue. I think I got everything here. So yeah, once I sign in, I'll be at the home page here. Here in the middle is where I can see my courses that are in progress. I'm here under, I'm trying to highlight it here, under set weekly goal. You can also see your goals, which just involve, or set your goals, which involve the amount of time I want to try to use LinkedIn Learning a week. So this is to the left. So I could set a goal here if I want. I don't usually do this, to be honest. I don't know if you do, Susan, but
I don't.
Okay, but you could set a goal here. It's not something I'm usually in LinkedIn Learning a lot, so I don't need to set a goal. If I scroll down below, these are just suggested courses, based off of my history. These are courses that might be trending and just overall recommendations for me. At the very top here, you can search for videos by category. You can browse by category or subject or software or learning path. And again, I'll talk about learning paths in a moment here. I'm at the very top left of the screen. I'm kind of near the center now here. You can search for videos by software or topic. Once you search for a topic, you can filter the search by video, courses, or learning paths. Again, I'll talk about those in just a minute here. To the right, I'm going to go back home here. You have my learning track here, the third icon here at the very top right. This is where I can see my courses that are in progress, my saved courses, any collections that I have created. I can develop my own playlists, things like that. And then under me, you can change your settings here. And this is where you can sign out if needed. So we're going to go ahead and search for content here. I'm just going to type in resumes. And I'm going to click this Stacy Gordon one here because I like this person a whole lot. But I wanted to talk about the left-hand side. For now, I'm going to talk about courses, videos, and learning paths. The other options sometimes have content and sometimes they don't, but these are the most helpful areas for me and my colleagues, and customers, of course, like our courses and the videos and the learning paths. So a video you can have a video that can last for 2 minutes until 10 minutes. And that video could focus on starting a resume. And then you can have a course in LinkedIn, which might include several videos or a series of videos on a topic by a presenter. So that course might be on the resume process, you know, from starting a resume to submitting a resume. And then you might have a learning path on LinkedIn, which provides several courses, you know, focused on a larger topic, such as, you know, job searching, which of course can include courses on writing a resume, cover letters, you know, work culture, things like that. So it's kind of layered. Susan's already very great at trying to compare it to certain things, but all I can think of is, you know, learning paths can contain courses and courses that can contain videos.
And the learning paths in general are more like a full semester length course
Yes.
at a university level that you might take, where it will take you, you know, 12 or 15 hours of coursework, basically. And then usually I think the learning paths also give you the option to get a certificate at the end.
Yeah.
To prove that you have the knowledge you've gained from watching it all.
So I'm going to go ahead and click on Writing a Resume, this course here by Stacy Gordon. Watch, she's going to start playing. There she is, sorry. So it'll open up and then you'll see a few things. I'm going to start directly below the video here. So you have your course course overview here. I'm again directly below the video. I'm on that overview tab. And that course overview, you know, has the name of the instructor, course details, learning objectives, that certification information that Susan was talking about, related courses. It has exercise files with that supplemental information that I mentioned. So that could be a resume example or a template, at least for this course. And then you could see potential certifications, like I said, that you could receive too after you complete the course. I'm going to click on the next tab here. Again, I'm directly below the video. I'm going to click on Q&A. This is where participants or potential participants can ask questions that, you know, other participants might answer, or sometimes the instructor's in there and they can answer the questions. And so let me just scroll down here just so you can see. And then moving slightly to the right under notebook, this is where you can just type a note for yourself, maybe for later. And then you have to the right here, as the video plays, it's the transcript. So the actual text is highlighted as the person speaks. And then extremely directly below the video here, I'm going to try to highlight it here. This is where you can control the video settings. So you can skip back 10 seconds or fast forward 10 seconds. I know I am constantly doing this because I am a multitasker. You can slow down or speed up the speech. You can add closed captioning. You can make it full screen. You can even control the quality of the video here in the settings, or how you see it, I should say. To explore the actual video contents, you can navigate by moving to the left side of the video here. I'm going to open it and close it so you can see here. And with the nice thing with LinkedIn Learning, you don't have to go in the exact order of the course. You can click around if you prefer. You can collapse this menu as I was showing you here earlier. And then finally, at the very, I want to go back to my learning here at the very top right. This is where you can, again, maintain your courses. You can add it. If you click more here under Unconscious Bias, you can add it to a collection. You can create a playlist, things like that. So that's essentially LinkedIn Learning. Again, for a lot of these, you know, we really encourage you and invite you to explore if you have a chance to connect with these, because it's best if we can help you, of course, but just clicking around. Okay, any questions about LinkedIn Learning?
No questions so far.
All right, great. So now we're going to go back and focus on the last one. Again, not a comprehensive list of resources here at the library. So we're going to focus on Peterson's test prep and go the usual route here. So like I said, you'll see this note here at the very top. It is going through a name change. I think it's going to become, it was Testing and Education Reference Center for all these years, and now it's going to become Peterson's Test Prep. This is something new for us as well. So we're going to be logging in this Friday, you know, December 18th, and, you know, there might be an interface change. So we're going to be in there probably just like you. So again, that's just our little disclaimer here. So like I said before, some of you might be familiar with the practice test portion of this resource. And like I said, you know, they have practice tests when it comes to, you know, anything, MCAT, LSATs, the NCLEX. I like it because you not only take the practice test, but you get feedback in real time as soon as you complete that practice test. So just like the job resource I mentioned, it also has great career development tools such as career assessments, interview assistance. They have a great virtual career library that offers tutorials that, you know, focus again on career related content. And then this resource does have a really great resume builder where you can fill out the fields without having to focus on that formatting piece. So we went our usual route here to get to it. I'm going to go over the menus here, just like Job Now. You have this information here in the center, which is going to be, you can access that same content from the drop-down menus here at the top right. So I'm going to focus this time on the drop-down menus near the top. So starting with basic skills, you know, and I'm not going to click on each of these, but, you know, but we'll connect you with content related to basic math, you know, writing, reading, things like that. Even has practice tests here, again, related to those topics, reading materials, and even videos. The high school menu will connect you with some of the same content like the basic skills, but they do have a few more items such as, you know, AP test information or STEM resources, SAT subject tests. You know, I have a student in my household who's currently in some of those AP classes, you know, preparing for those AP tests. So we are connecting with these resources for that purpose. For college prep, it will connect you with practice tests like the ACT, SAT, the PSAT. It also has a college and scholarship search. I'll come back to the career menu or the career one just a moment here, but for the grad school one, again, even more practice tests. So for the GRE, the MCATs, things like that, it does have a graduate school and scholarship search. If you're not connected to an academic institution at the time, you could click on that link for more information. And then the international one here has practice tests for, you know, the TOEFL exam or the U.S. citizenship test. So that's something you could utilize if you're preparing for those exams. So going back to the career drop down here. So this menu also has practice tests as well, related to, of course, nursing, like I said, real estate exams. It has a career assessment, which includes, where is that? There it is. Career assessment that includes personality, you know, and personal values assessments, and, you know, provides career suggestions based off of those assessments. It includes Microsoft product tutorials, so if you need to brush up on those skills, that option is there. A lot of our resources offer really great, lots of great options. So if you get tired of one, you could try another. I do want to focus on the resume writing option here. I think that's the fourth from the bottom, and the virtual career options. We're going to start with resume writing. So this was that visual CV resume creator I was talking about. Essentially, it's a resume builder. You can focus on just entering your content if you don't want to worry about the formatting piece for your resume. So I'm going to go ahead and, here it is here. I'm going to click on those words, and then you're going to click on Start Now, which is going to probably prompt me to log in here. Just a moment. Oh, and I should have mentioned, if you don't have an account, directly below there is where you would sign up for an account. But anyway, you can ignore this all down here. These are all the previous resumes that I've been messing with. But if I want to create a new resume, I'm going to focus on these blue buttons here. You can create a resume. You can create a cover letter. For a website, it's exactly that. It would be a website with your professional information on it, but it would be connected to visual CV, you know, so that link might be in there. But for now, I'm going to create, hit CV/resume here. So then you have the option to import a resume that you already have and edit that. You can use a sample one, or we can start from scratch. So we're going to go ahead and start from scratch here, and that's that to the right here. And then you could pick a template. I'm going to just pick one here. I like this one, the ATS. And then, like I said, you could just start entering the information. It's already formatted for you. And you don't have to necessarily worry about the formatting piece. You could just enter the information here. This menu here to the left is where you could change even more settings here. You can use sample content. So if you have nothing to type in here, you can go back in here and import some suggested content, which if you do that, I do suggest that you edit per the job posting and per your experience. If I decide I don't like the template, I can click change template here and pick a whole other one. I don't know how I feel about this one, but anyway, you could do that. At the very top left here, you can click on, of the page here, you can click on preview so you can see what it looks like. I haven't changed a lot, so it's not that much is there. It goes as you enter in the information. So, and then finally, to the very top right is where you can share it, like to email or to a website or something like that, and then you can download it to PDF or a Word document here. So again, this is really helpful. Again, if you just are really trying to get a resume out quickly, sometimes we use this here at the library. And again, everyone has their information listed, but they don't have time to format it. So the resume builder might be a good option for you. I am going to go back here and go back to that career menu on the main website here and type in or click Virtual Career Library. And we're going to scroll down. You'll see all types of topics here. And just like the resume builder, we're going to click on the words Virtual Career Library and click on Start Now. And most of these would say start. I have gone through a lot of these. Again, I connect a lot of people with these resources, so I've been in all of these. I guess I haven't started military transition, but anyway, we'll go into the cover letter one. We'll resume that one. But it's a tutorial. You'll just work through it. It's very easy to navigate. You just click the arrow here at the bottom right, and it's just a course similar to Gale Courses or LinkedIn Learning, where you would just read the text here. Sometimes it does have templates as well. Sometimes it has videos, but that's something you could work through. You could print the lessons as well at the very top right. Okay, any questions about Peterson's test prep that was formerly Testing and Education Reference Center?
I don't see any questions so far.
No, I completely X'd out of my PowerPoint, so just a moment. I'm going to transition back to where I was.
If I can, Jordan, I would also say too that these resources that we have here at the library are really beneficial if you're creating a resume, because I don't know if anybody else has noticed that if you just go online and you Google, create a resume, you'll find many websites that let you create a resume. But then when you want to export it or download it or do something with it, then they tell you that you have to pay for it.
Yes, exactly.
So the great thing about the ones that you have through the library is that you don't have to pay. It's entirely free, and you can export, you can download, you can transfer it wherever you need to transfer it. So I really appreciate that we have these resources, because I have definitely come across that as an experience in the past.
Yeah, Susan's 100% correct. We have so many people that work at our public stations, and they get to the very end after they've spent such a long time entering that content, and then only to be told they have to pay a certain amount of money. So, all right, well, that's all I have. So if you have any further questions, please feel free to type into the chat. Here's my contact information, so if you want to email me, I've been helping people with reviewing their resumes. We've been helping people with practice interviews, but if you just want to meet just for introductions, that's fine too. We don't have to jump in right away. So.
And Jordan, will you be sharing the link to the video and the PowerPoint with attendees?
Yes, and also the video should be uploaded shortly in the next day or two to YouTube as well. But yes, I'll send it out. And then we have even more career webinars coming up in January and well into the new year. So the next career webinar will be on Tuesday, January 5th at 7 p.m. We're going to be hosting Dawn Kutza, and she will, just discuss the benefits of a strength-based approach, not just to career development, but just for life satisfaction and overall just identifying opportunities to put those strengths into practice. We also have more webinars related to our business series, our tech series, our crafty adults, and our writers workshop. So please visit our events calendar online, champaign.org/events, for more information to sign up for any of them if you are interested.
And then Jordan, you also have a newsletter, right? or a
Yeah.
a way for people to get information about what's upcoming?
Yeah, so the best way I would recommend is just to visit champaign.org/career, and you can sign up. It's at the very top left of that page, and you can sign up for the newsletter that way. And again, you can see all the upcoming workshops for the spring season as well.
Excellent. I find that very beneficial because then you can get the information before it potentially comes out in the regular library emails as well, and you've kind of, it's almost like having first dibs at a spot in a workshop.
Right. And yeah, and thank you, Susan, for hosting me. Do you want to mention what the next tech workshop is?
We are finishing Microsoft Word up next, not this coming Tuesday, but the Tuesday after on the 29th. And then in January, we have all of our tablet and phone classes. We also have a new workshop on Introduction to Apple Computers, which is new.
Okay.
We are running in January. And then we have Windows computers. And from there, we go into all sorts of things from cloud storage through, how to take pictures with your smartphone. So.
Okay. Well, neat.
So yeah, thanks for giving me the opportunity to host tonight. And
thank you. I don't think any more questions.
Yes, if there are no more questions, if we're ready, we can go ahead and end the webinar. I'll go ahead and put my video back on here for a second, and I'll stop highlighting yours. So then I'm also here visually. Again, I want to say thank you to everybody for attending today, and thank you, Jordan, for the presentation about all the great, wonderful resources that we have for folks looking to transition to a new career, working on resumes, looking to increase your skill set. It's just amazing to think about all the great things that we offer. Not that I'm biased at all, but
well, I appreciate it.
All right. If there are no more questions, I think we'll go ahead and end it. Thank you for coming, everyone.
All right. Thank you. Have a great night. Bye.
Bye.